Hello, Oliver. How are you? The happiest Yorkshire terrier that ever lived, aren't you? Aren't you?
He has no idea what today's gonna bring.
Yeah, so
Neither
it's
do
crunch time today, hey?
Yeah, a bit nervous, but...
Yeah, understandably. I've been treating Oliver for quite a while, and he has a condition known as medially dislocating patella, which is basically where the kneecap pops from the groove that it should be sitting in inwardly. Pop him on the ground, and we'll just sort of see how he is walking at the moment.
There's the hop.
Yikes. Yeah, I mean, that's not even limping. He's just fully lifting his leg off the ground, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's definitely gotten worse, so...
Yeah, that's not a dog that's a little bit uncomfortable. That's a dog that's quite significantly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Watching Oliver walk, it's clear that the knee has deteriorated. He's barely putting his leg down, so we are going to have to bite the bullet and get this dog's knees sorted. And no matter how many licks, my friend, I don't think you're going to get out of it with charm. Hey? Come on, guys, let's go.
Oliver is my little baby, and I'm quite nervous for today. So if surgery is the option, I'm going to be a bit upset about it just because it's quite a lot and he is a small dog. But I just have to think of what is going to be best for him and getting him back to being healthy and happy and the dog that we love.
All right, I'm just getting you just to hold him around the shoulders there.
Okay.
All right. So his left one is the one that's really causing him some mischief at the moment.
Yeah.
So what I can feel is that his kneecap is literally out of the socket, and it's permanently out now, which is why this leg is becoming more and more dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Is it painful sitting outside of it?
Well, I think a lot of the pain is already endured because it would have had to stretch significantly so that the ligaments allow it to pop out and stay out. But now it's staying out. He's just sort of trying to use what is a pretty dysfunctional leg.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing is that his right knee really isn't that much better. If you put your finger, see between my thumb and my index finger, and I can just show you how easily this knee, so it goes in.
Oh, yeah.
And that takes
That can't be good.
virtually nothing for me to do that. But it's the best of a bad situation. So what he's doing is like, this one is horrific, this one is terrible, so I'll stand on the terrible one.
Yeah.
But he is masking what is significant and consistent pain, you know.
Yeah.
Enough's enough, and we need to, we need to do surgery.
With Matt and Megan expecting their first child in just a few months, Scott thinks it's best to operate on both knees at once.
So we have a couple of things to take into account, and that's absolutely right and fair. Life is never simple. And because he is so small and so light, and he is so friendly and he's going to be a great patient, I think it makes sense that rather than going through stage surgeries, what I think we should do is to fix your fur baby in one foul swoop, get to the other side, and then we can enjoy next baby.
Exactly. Well, no, it's obviously daunting to hear that, but of course we want him to be back to his normal self and of course before the baby arrives. So if that's what needs to be done, then we'll just have to let him.
Yeah. He's a tough soldier.
Yeah, he's been a trooper, as you can tell. So I know he can do it. It's just he's just so little. I'm really nervous actually about it. I mean, I know he's in great hands, but he's just so small and he's my little baby. So I'm just nervous for him. I know he can do it. He's been a trooper, but yeah, it's a lot.
We'll be sitting by the phone waiting for Scott to call for sure.
He's fine.
See you later, mate.
I'll look after your little man. Don't worry.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye, guys. See ya. It's okay. I'll sort you out. Don't you worry.
Clever puppy. Good boy. Yeah.
At an Isleworth park, playtime is not as carefree as it once was for Labrador Jessie, his owner Angela, and her daughter Emma.
Jessie's 9 now. Slowed down a lot, hasn't he? He's not quite as boisterous. He's still, quite jolly when we take him out. He still likes to run after his ball, but not quite so enthusiastically. Yeah, he's a good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
In the last few years, the aging Labrador has started developing worrying lumps all over his body that are inhibiting his movement.
Well, there's a few lumps he's got. There's one very big one here, one just here, but the one we're really worried about is right in his armpit, so you can't actually see it, but I can feel it, and it's really big, like the size of a tennis ball, and it's really hard. So that's the one we're hoping Scott can investigate and do something about.
He's had 3 or 4 removed over the years, but this one, the biggest one, is the greatest concern now.
I found the lump probably about 6 months ago. Gradually it's got bigger and it's quite hard as well, whereas the others that we've found in the past tend to be a bit more malleable. So this one is a little bit different, which would indicate something much more serious.
Jessie, can you have your teeth?
Thank you.
Jesse is absolutely everything to me. He really is. He's integral to the family. I don't know what we'd do without him, really. He is my baby.
Tomorrow, Angela and Emma will be taking Jessie in to see Scott to determine what can be done about the lumps and whether they are dangerous.
Jessie, you've got a very busy day tomorrow, haven't you?
Right, little man. So to avoid you feeling intimidated, I've assembled my smallest staff members. For the first time ever, you feel like a Great Dane, don't you, against them? Yeah? Because I feel massive.
At the Richmond Practice, 8-year-old Yorkshire Terrier Oliver is about to undergo major surgery on both of his knees.
So let's pop him down. So he has very clear dislocating kneecaps, patellas on both sides. The left side, the one you're feeling now, you can probably feel the knee is just living out of the joint.
Yeah, it's here
out of that
on the
groove.
side, and it's really difficult to even push it back in.
Scott will be assisted by graduate vet Phoebe and nurses Sam and Jess.
Hey, it's time for sleepy bye-byes now, mate. All right, sweetheart. I'm good. We'll give you some new knees, shall we? Yeah? Sound good? Although Oliver is a very small patient, it's quite a large procedure that we're putting him through because we are actually going to be performing a knee operation on both of his legs. Now, normally, we probably wouldn't do that, but he's such a strong little dog and he's so very light that I feel that the best way to get through this is by doing them both at the same time, just one recovery period, and this boy should do well. How's he faring, Jess? All good?
He's doing really well. Yeah, I'm happy.
Okay, all right, well, I'm going to start cutting now, okay? So what I'm looking at here is what's called the trochlear groove, basically where the kneecap slides up and down the leg as you bend and extend it. So the first thing that strikes me when I'm looking at that is just that should be a groove like that, and it's flat. So there's no way that anything is going to sit in there. This is virtually non-existent. So what we need to do is just deepen that groove just to give it at least the chance of staying where it's supposed to be. And then just adding insult to injury, I can see that his cruciate ligament is partially torn, and that's given even more instability to the knee, which is probably why he's gone from a dog that was coping to a dog that's not. So a little bit more surgery for us to do today than just a, I'll say, simple knee op.
Oliver's marathon surgery is going to take even longer than expected.
I think this sort of surgery really challenges you as a surgeon because it is one with a lot of potential complications, and you are, at the end of the day, cutting bone. It's very, very delicate because little Oliver is very, very delicate. Basically, I'm remodeling the groove that the knee sits in, and that just means deepening it to get a functional result, which is Oliver's knee sitting where it should be, not popping out and not causing lameness. So I'll just protect that. There we go. Okay, so there's our wedge. So we're just going to deepen that, and then that little wedge will go back in. So this little wedge I'm about to put back into that deepened groove, hopefully will fit in very nicely, and it'll stay in place because, first of all, bone wants to stick to each other and heal. But the second thing is that you have got a kneecap which will be sitting on top of it, and it'll be putting downward pressure on the area. So then it will stick back where it should, but the knee also has somewhere to live.
Oh, wow, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice groove now.
Scott now has to perform the trickiest part of the surgery, moving the kneecap back into alignment.
So you can see it's only a few millimetres, but it'll make all the difference to a little dog. So what I'm going to do is once I've got it into the position I want it to be in, you're going to hit the end.
Okay.
Okay, you all right?
Yep.
Yeah, you look a bit nervous. You okay?
No?
I know it feels very unnatural to be smashing a hammer into a small Yorkshire Terrier, but
I know.
you just need to try and be confident, be brave, okay? Nice, firm hits, okay?
Yeah.
It's Phoebe's first time doing this kind of surgery, and one wrong hit on Oliver's fine bones could be disastrous.
Go for it, yep.
Okay.
So we're getting closer now, so if you just sort of do one hit at a time.
At Scott's Richmond Practice, the team are halfway through Yorkshire Terrier Oliver's marathon operation to fix 2 dislocated knees and a cruciate ligament tear.
But that should hopefully keep that kneecap in much better alignment. With the left knee now nicely in alignment, I do need to correct his ruptured cruciate ligament. Just take your time, okay? It's not a race, so don't go, because that's more likely to break it. Just slowly increase the pressure, all right? Okay, so slowly increase the pressure. Got it to the full force you can get it? Yeah. Basically what the stitch will do is to mimic the tension placed on the knee by the cruciate ligament and stabilise the joint. Okay, so if you release, that shouldn't release. Yeah? Happy?
Happy.
2. Ta-da! There we go. Okay, right, so that's left leg done. Now, everyone got the energy to do the right leg?
Which will hopefully be a bit more straightforward.
Yes, should be. So when we saw Oliver walk, his right leg was much more stable, and it did seem to be a much straighter limb. So all I need to do with that one is just deepen the groove that the knee sits in, and hopefully it'll make a full recovery.
It's a challenging surgery,
Very.
but an interesting one to watch.
Yeah. I think with every surgery, you just need to be prepared that there might be curveballs.
Yeah.
Two surgically corrected legs. Oliver's obviously been through a massive procedure on both of his legs, so he will be in a little bit of discomfort, so he needs lots of medication and TLC overnight. Hello, mate. Hello, buddy. Oh, sweetie. Here we go.
Boy, been very brave.
Some nice happy drugs on board, and that's why he's taking his time. And then he's going to feel so much better after this is done. Hey, this is day 1 of the rest of your life. Just quite painful day 1, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Oliver's recovery, his rehab will be long and at points painful and uncomfortable. But I know that Megan and Matt are in it for the long term, incredibly dedicated owners, and they're going to will him to a full and complete recovery. Here we go. Oh, brave boy. Here you go. Hey. Heart of a lion, haven't you? Very brave.
Next day, Angela and her daughter Emma are arriving at the Isleworth practice with their much-loved family dog, 9-year-old Jessie.
Morning, ladies.
Hello, Scott.
Hello, Jessie. How are you, handsome boy? Are you okay? Well, he's still wagging his tail, and that's a standard with this boy, isn't it? Hello, mate. You all right?
The mother and daughter are worried about a number of lumps growing on the old Labrador's body.
Come on then, lad. In you come. Come on.
Here we go.
Come on, buddy.
Jesse's his usual cheerful self, but he's obviously very suspicious about what's going on. And of course, we're here to reassure him, so he'll be okay, I'm sure.
And he seems to really like Scott, which really helps.
Yes, you're a lovely boy. All right.
He's a lovely boy.
He'd be the kind of dog, I reckon, that if he could sit on your lap, he would, you know.
Oh, yes, he has tried.
So the main issue, though, he's in for today is, of course, the lumps that he's been developing over the years. And there's this one big one, isn't there? Yeah, it does really feel like it's got maybe even a bit harder in the last couple of weeks. The last time I felt it, it was just a bit softer than that.
Yes.
Very worrying, really.
Yeah, and it's also, it's in a really awkward place for him.
Awkward, yes.
And he's already an older boy. We've already seen that he is suffering a little bit with arthritis. He's a bit lame from time to time, isn't he?
Yeah.
So we can't have that. So that's the main thrust of today, is to try and take that away and alleviate some of the discomfort that he's feeling.
Good.
But let me have a feel of some of the rest of them just to see, because he's got a little one there and then another little one here. The one that I'm a little bit concerned about is actually this one here.
Really?
The reason that I'm concerned about it is it's in a position known as the popliteal lymph node, and it's just quite swollen, that one. So unlike these ones, which seems to be just underneath the skin, this is actually attached.
Right.
Yeah.
Examining Jessie, I'm quite concerned for a number of reasons. First of all, he's an old dog and he does also have kidney disease, but beyond that, he's smothered in lumps. He's got soft lumps all over his body. And the ones that Angela and Emma are concerned about are the big ones near the front, but I'm actually concerned about the small little lump at the back. I feel like today it's an opportunity for us to kind of improve his quality of life. But to do that, we need to accept a few risks. And obviously he is an anaesthetic risk because he's an older boy, but he is tough and he is a fighter and he's been through a lot already, and yet he comes through every time. So all we can do is really hope that that's exactly what's going to happen today.
Yes. Oh, you poor old thing, Jessie. I'm just worried now. This new lump has come as a surprise to us and is really of more concern because it could be a different type. And obviously that raises other issues. It could be something more sinister.
Nice and slowly. Good boy.
Having heard what Scott said, I'm looking forward to finding out what it is.
Me too, yeah. Just be nice to know now and get everything sorted out.
Oh, Labrador.
And this is Jessie. I thought you'd quite like him, Sam.
I love a Labrador.
Assisting Scott with the surgery are nurses Gina and Sam.
Today, we're just going to try and remove the lumps that are most concerning, understand a few of his problems and get him back on track. All right then, buddy. Sleepy time now. There's always risks with any anaesthetic, but Jessie particularly has not been the healthiest of Labradors. So when it comes to the anaesthetic, we need to watch him like a hawk.
Moments later,
Come on.
Scott is suddenly alarmed.
When your patient fails to breathe or react in the normal way, nerves start to rise. Just going to flick him onto his other side. You're just trying to manage your own panic. Come on. We need to make smart decisions and we need to save our patients. Come on, mate. We've got a pulse ox somewhere, haven't we? He's just not breathing.
In Isleworth, Scott is fighting to save elderly Labrador Jessie after he stopped breathing just moments after being anaesthetised.
Just give him a breath of air. Come on. This is an old boy, and the longer this process goes on, the more concerned that he simply will not survive this anaesthetic. Come on. There we go, that was him. Okay, you took your time there, pal. That wasn't good. Thankfully, he starts to breathe. Phew. Now that Jessie is comfortably under anaesthetic and breathing well, I'm able to examine the masses a little better. And the one right under his armpit really is quite incredible. It's quite hard. It feels like about the size of a grapefruit, and it must be incredibly uncomfortable for this poor old boy.
Oh, well done, Scott.
Jeebus. Jessie's going okay. He's not giving us the easiest run when it comes to the anaesthetic. That's probably why I'm scrubbing just a little bit harder than I normally do. Stay alive. Yeah.
Scott's first job is to remove a massive lump from high up in Jessie's foreleg.
So I'm going to take out the big one first and then just check and see what the lymph node under there is looking like, and then I'll move to the back. All right, guys, so I'm just about to cut. So it looks like it's just a big, massive, fat lump, really solid. It's fatty tissue, which is good, so it means it's nothing nasty, hopefully. We'll send it off to the lab to make sure, but my guess is that this is going to be just fine. Certain breeds of dogs are more prone to lipomas, but also older dogs and dogs that are carrying a little bit of extra weight. If you're putting on fat all over your body, you're more likely to get larger lipomas growing. It's just where it's grown. It's actually grown between some muscles going right into the armpit, so it would just be super uncomfortable. So it is definitely coming out. Only just very flimsily attached. So that's just coming away. So now we're out of the way, I think Jessie's going to be so much more comfortable.
That's gross.
Initially, my plan with Jessie was to remove the very large grapefruit-sized lump underneath his left forelimb, but there's another lump of a decent size right beside that lump. So I thought to remove all the lumps that I can on the left side, including the one near his left hind limb, but I'll leave the rest alone because it'll take too long and the anaesthetic will become more risky.
He's been under for 2 hours now.
2 hours, okay. Yep, I'll be quick. Right, so there we go. So that one's done, that looks quite nice, and actually it looks much nicer than it did half an hour or an hour ago. So what we're going to do now is just go to the back end and just take a sample out of that. This is a really hard one to navigate because when you have a hard lump in an old dog, it doesn't take much to think, you know what, that might be cancer. So I'm most concerned about this lump because of where it is. It's actually right in the position of a lymph gland called the popliteal lymph node. And so when a lymph node's swollen, it can sometimes suggest, worst case scenario, cancer. So that's why something so small compared to something so big, yes, that was bothersome, but that bothers me. Okay, so I'm just going to incise over it now. See what it's doing there?
Yeah. It's just breaking.
Yeah.
Like fat.
Yeah.
As it is fat.
That's good, isn't it? So it's actually attached to the gland beneath, but it seems like it is superficial. And the gland's actually underneath. I can feel it with my finger. Very clearly, it shows me that actually this is a lipoma that's decided to stick itself to the top of a gland, but actually the gland underneath is perfectly healthy. So it's a really great result for Jessie. We'll send it off to be 100% sure, but if I cut through that, it looks just like white, glistening fat. It's a good way to end a 2.5 hour long surgery, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a massive relief for me as a vet to see that this is a little bit of fatty tissue over the top of a very healthy gland. And that's that. So let's work this boy up. But it would have been really difficult to work that out until you actually open up and take a look. You would have been sampling what you thought was fat, never getting the glandular tissue, questioning why these results were never giving you the answer you needed. What you needed to do is to go in and just remove a little bit of fat, and that's exactly what I've done. Oh, there we go.
Jessie will sleep off the anaesthetic before going home tomorrow.
Right, you have a snooze and I'll call Mummy. Hello? 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 You all right?
After an overnight stay at the Richmond Practice, Scott's patient Oliver is ready to go home.
Should we go and see Mummy and Daddy? Yes? Yes? Come on then.
Oh, come on, big boy. Come on. Come on. Let's show them how brave you've been. Good boy. That's it.
Upstairs, his owners Matt and Megan can't wait to be reunited with their little man.
It's been tough, but both getting through it together. I know he's a warrior, so I'm excited to see him. I know he's been tough through this, and I think he'll be happy to see us, and vice versa.
Here's your little soldier. So he's been an incredibly brave boy, but obviously he's still a bit uncomfortable, aren't you, mate? So he's not at his scintillating best. Bit of a surprise on that left leg. He did pretty much completely tear his cruciate ligament, which is a big ligament in your knee. Yeah. So that was probably the reason why he was even more lame than he'd been in the past.
Okay.
Sure.
So it means that I could fix that alongside all the various other issues that were going on in that knee. And then the right leg, of course, has also been corrected.
Amazing.
But he's been such a trooper in that we put dressings on initially. He wasn't that comfortable because he's got two big, thick red legs. But once we took the right one off to see how it was looking, actually, he's now already standing on that leg, which is incredible.
Wow.
Really good. It's a long road to recovery. You know, he's been through a loss.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good kind of maybe even 10 weeks before he's really going to be walking perfectly well. And during that time, lots of physiotherapy and lots of TLC, which I can see he's going to get.
Just happy to see him, but just can't believe how much pain he has been suffering in, and knowing that.
The haircut as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, apologies for that in advance. I'm not a barber. I've done my best.
It's so amazing to finally get to hold my little baby and see that he's okay, although obviously he's a bit distraught from yesterday, but we're so glad to have him back.
You've got a bit of work ahead of you, haven't you, mates? Hey?
Yeah.
So have you two. It's called a baby.
Yeah, I know. We've got a lot on our plate at the moment.
You do.
He does as well, so
Yeah.
we know he can do it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping the 10 weeks will be in enough time for when the baby arrives, and of course he can be back on his feet and able to help us out and support her. But overall, we're just ecstatic that he's in our arms now. Nels, thank you so much for looking after our little boy and taking such good care of him.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Good in the long run.
That's it. In the short term, it's not much running, but in the long run,
Yeah.
hopefully he will run.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Aw.
Next day at the Isleworth practice, Laura is bringing in 3 unusual patients to see Scott.
Hi there.
Hiya, I'm here with my ferrets today for their vasectomy.
Oh, they're so sweet. Look at them.
They are very cute.
Scott should be around here soon, so feel free to take a seat.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
I've got 6 ferrets. I've got 3 boys and 3 girls. Boy ferrets have to have a vasectomy, unfortunately, so that we don't end up with baby ferrets from our females at home.
How are you, Laura?
I'm okay, thank
Nice
you.
to meet you. What are their names?
Harry, Ron and Neville.
Hello, boys. It's Ron, Neville, and Harry. I pick up on a little bit of a Harry Potter vibe there. You come in to get the unkindest snip of all.
Yes, they are.
Hey. All right, then. Well, let's go into the concert room and have a chat about that. Hey, chaps? Pink box. Unbelievable. Eh? Now, it sounds like a whole bunch of male ferrets have sat down together and made this fact up, but I promise it is fact that if female ferrets don't have sex, they can die. And the reason is that the female will continue to cycle until she's mated, producing a huge amount of estrogen. And that high level of that hormone can depress her bone marrow, lead to anemia, and eventually she can die. So who's this?
This is Neville.
Hello, Neville. How are you, you smelly creature? So the plan today is to vasectomise the males, and so they can continue to mate with the females stop cycling, and the males literally save the females' lives. But the one thing also you need to remember is that 6 weeks after we've done the surgery is the first time they can really be properly introduced to the females, because there can still be a little bit of cheeky sperm lurking around, ready to, yes, impregnate the young ladies.
Yes.
Hey, mate. All right, then. Let's have a proper look at you and make sure that you're all A-OK. So, something that I'm always wary of with a ferret, they're rather large teeth.
They are rather large.
Yeah, for a small animal, I mean, that's gigantic. And they're also quite strong-willed, so generally if they don't like what the vet's doing, they will...
Yes.
Let me have a little listen, and here we go, sweetheart. Very pretty, aren't you? Okay, good. And then if I can just have a look at the, shall we call it, problem area? Just see what we're dealing with here. So 2 testicles down here. And then his little willy is just there. So we'll be doing incisions sort of here and here.
Okay.
All right, mate. All looking very good. Should we have a look at your brothers then?
Yes. This is his brother.
Hello. Hello, brother. What's his name?
Ron.
Hello, Ron. Hello, mate. Hello. No biting. Hello, Ron. Hello, mate. Hello. I haven't done a vasectomy on a ferret before, so I'm quite looking forward to it. But they are really quite quirky little animals. Yes, they smell a bit. They're a bit pongy, but they're really cute once you get to know them. There we go.
Small in size, but big in personality, this one.
Right, okay.
It's Harry. Harry's a monkey.
Very pretty, aren't you? Apparently very naughty. Yes. They're all very healthy ferrets, large teeth as you would expect, but everything else is in perfect working order. All right then, Laura, well, you can head off.
Thank you very much.
I'll look after your boys.
Thank you.
And we'll see you a little bit later.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Thank
Don't worry,
you.
I've got them.
I'll try. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. I feel a bit guilty about making them have the cruelest snip of all, but I know they'll be in safe hands with Scott. I just hope they don't take it out on me when I get them home. Hopefully they take it out on Scott today.
Just remember, she's doing it to you, not me. Hello, you're going to be good. And if you've never worked with ferrets before, Lily, big teeth. So be nice. Hey.
At his Isleworth clinic, Scott is about to perform vasectomies on 3 ferrets, assisted by Lily and Jess.
Some Harry Potter inspired names here. We've got Harry, we've got Ron, and we've got Neville.
No Dumbledore?
No Dumbledore, no, unfortunately. No, or Snape.
Why?
But
No. They're quite sweet.
they are, aren't they?
Hey.
All right, so if you guys get ready to catch, yeah? See, it looks like Neville's coming out first. Go on then. Good boy, well done, Lily. There we go. I think today what we'll be doing is gassing them down with a little bit of inhalation anaesthetic. Then we'll be acting like a little bit of a factory line. So Lily, I'll be getting you to do the anaesthetic and then doing the clipping. And then Jess and I will be in the surgery. And so we'll be performing the vasectomies. Once they're recovering, we'll swap and we'll just keep working through the brothers until they're done.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah? He's like, that sounds horrible. That sounds awful. Eh? But hey, at least you still get to have some fun with the girls. It's okay, so lucky. Hey? All right, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, in. So the plan today is to vasectomize the males because then they can continue to mate with the females, but they won't have any babies. So there we go, Jess. So there's the spermatic cord. So that contains the blood vessel and also the vas deferens, which is that tube that allows the transport of sperm from the testicles that produce them to the penis where they go out.
So I've had experience with ferrets in the past, but not a ferret vasectomy. So yeah, it's all quite new to me.
What I've done is just cut through the little sac, which is called the tunica vaginalis, around the cord and separate it into its 2 parts, which is the vas deferens, which is this white tube here, and then obviously a blood supply. So we're going to leave the blood supply and we're going to cut this tube that carries sperm from the testicles to the outside. And that should stop this particular ferret from ever being able to father any young. So that's number 1 down. 2 more to go. It's not very often that you perform the same procedure on 3 animals back to back, and so we're able to perform almost a bit of a production line, really. All right, so if you girls want to swap ferrets, and other things I've never said to you before, there we go. Probably a little bit like building flat pack furniture. The first one makes you swear and curse and take ages. The second one runs much smoother. Good. Okay, number 2 done, 3rd to go.
Little Harry, your turn.
The structures that we're dealing with here are the same as they would be in a dog or a cat or many other mammals. And it's just a case of relating your skills to a smaller creature. So I just am doing a little bit more squinting than normal. It's that little 1 centimetre long piece of that vas deferens. So hopefully it won't ever reattach to allow this ferret to be a dad. Okay. So there we have 3 vasectomized ferrets. Right, let's wake this boy up. My stroke count on ferret vasectomies has gone from 0 to 3. So, yeah, it's good. Done well.
How long do you think he's going to be now?
Don't know. Not too long, I hope.
No.
At the Isleworth Clinic, Angela and her daughter Emma have arrived to collect 9-year-old Jessie.
I've just been really anxious to hear that he's okay and it's gone well. So hopefully Scott will tell us it has.
Come on then, good boy. Oh, you're keen. Wait a minute.
Yesterday, the ageing Labrador had surgery to remove some suspicious lumps.
Oh, the waggy tail's back. That's good.
Let's have a look at you. Oh,
Come
my
here.
goodness.
A little bit of saggy skin where the
yeah.
massive lump came out. It was
Yes.
like about
gosh,
that
yes.
big.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Then removed the one further
Yeah.
down, which was the sort of next
Yeah.
biggest one. And then got to the one at the back, which I was concerned about.
Yes.
What was there was actually attached to the popliteal lymph node, but not actually part of it.
Right.
So we'll wait and see what the lab has to say about it. But I'm feeling fairly confident about that one.
Good. Aren't you a lucky boy, eh? You've been all sorted out. Yes.
I know that Jessie is very happy to go home with Angela and Emma, and he does have a bit of recuperating to do. He's an old dog and he's been through the works. But I really hope in a few days' time he's going to feel much more comfortable. All the wounds will start to heal and this boy will be on the road to recovery. All right, will you get off and put your young man to bed?
I think so.
Yeah.
Cheerio.
See you later. Bye.
Here we go.
Bye, mate.
That's good.
Hey, Laura.
Hiya.
Your eyes?
Yes, thank you. How
These
are
your
they?
boys? Yeah, they did so well. They were very, very brave and surgery went well. So
Good.
I'm hopeful that you shouldn't hear the pitter-patter of tiny ferret feet anytime
crossed.
soon. Yeah.
Laura has also returned to the Isleworth Clinic to collect her ferrets after their vasectomy surgery.
Do you want to just have a quick look and have a look at the hand? He reckon wants to come out.
I'm sure
Hello, you.
Neville will be happy to come out.
Come on. Hey.
Aw,
Showing.
hello. It was very nerve-wracking. I did miss them. It was very quiet in the house today, but I was very glad to get the call to say they were all good, and it was good to come and get them.
So you can see the 2 little suture lines there. The stitches are under the skin, so it'll mean that they're away from prying little ferret teeth and obviously a little bit of swelling, which is understandable. But given a few days, hopefully they'll be back to normal, and then 6 weeks' time, they'll be able to be introduced to their female friends.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey. So I must say, I've fallen in love with them a little bit, with their personalities.
Yeah.
Their smell, not so much.
I'm glad Neville's managed to win Scott over. Lots of people think of ferrets as quite snappy, not really very cuddly, but I'm glad that they've won him over and he's had a good experience with them. Hey, mister. What have they done to you?
Good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you're a good boy. You. Well,
Put him back.
yeah, it's been an interesting day. Vasectomizing ferrets. It's not something you do every day.
Yeah, not every day.
No.
Okay.
Bye, chaps. Don't hold it against me. Yeah. Especially now you know where I live.
Yeah.
All right, take care.
Thank you. Thank
All
you
the
very
best,
much.
Laura.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, boys.
Three months later,
Oliver, we're back. It's all about you today to see the doctors. Your turn.
Matt, Megan and Oliver are back at the Richmond Clinic for a checkup.
Yes, and we've got a new addition this time. You can show off your new little sister. Oliver had his surgery, and then our daughter arrived probably 8 weeks afterwards. So there was a short time period for him to recover, but he's been back to his normal self. And it was great when we first took him off the leash after the 10-week recovery to see how he was going to do. And he just took off running, ran up to everybody to say hello and look at my new knees.
Hello, guys. How are you? Hi. Good to see you. Congratulations, I see.
Oh, thank
well
you.
done.
Thank
well
you.
done. Hello, mate. Is this your little sister?
Yeah. Say, I'm a big brother now.
Oh, congratulations. So how's it been going?
Good. Yeah, we've been really pleased with his recovery, and seeing him run around and act back to normal has been fantastic.
Oh,
so.
good. Well, he's certainly the friendly, happy self that he's always been.
Oh,
Can I have a
yes.
little feel of your knees, my friend? Can I feel my handiwork?
Yes.
Can I?
Saying thank you.
Let's have a little feel. So the good news is the knees are finally sitting where they should. The patella, the kneecap, is nicely central and not popping out anymore, so that's great.
Oh, fantastic.
Shall we see my handiwork in action?
Yes. Show off your new knees.
Go on then, do you want to pop them on the floor for me? Good boy. I'm very happy. Both the knees are sitting beautifully in the groove. The knees seem comfortable. Oliver seems happy. Hey, that's good, isn't it?
What do you think?
Yeah, nice equal weighting on each leg. He's shrugged off the lameness and now he's walking very well and he's back to his happy self. All right, well, I'm very happy with your little legs, hey, which is good, just so he can chase after his little sister.
Thank you so much.
Head off. There's your old baby.
Aw,
Good luck with your new baby.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
No worries, Matt. Good to see you, Megan. Take care. Bye, guys. Ah, happy families.
You can go off in a minute, run about.
And after undergoing marathon surgery to remove several suspicious lumps, Jessie is back enjoying plays in the park with his delighted owners, Angela and Emma.
Should we have a run about? Yeah, want to fetch?
He's really keen to go on his walks again because he was a bit reluctant before, wasn't he?
Yes.
Certainly a few days after the operation, he had no interest in going out whatsoever. He just was lying on the sofa. So now he really looks forward to his walks.
That's a good boy.
Today, Scott is checking up on the 9-year-old Labrador and delivering the all-important test results.
Hello, ladies. How are you?
Hello, Scott. How are you?
Good. Hello, buddy.
Here's our boy.
Jessie, gonna come see me? Hello, boy. How are you?
Here's that.
Hello, mate. How are you? Oh, it's so good to see you. Wow, he is a happy lad, hey?
He is.
Much happier.
He's completely transformed.
Yeah,
He's having a nice time.
Yeah, good. Well, I mean, obviously it was a big surgery
Yes.
that he went through. How's he been afterwards?
Much better. Really good, yeah. He can walk much better, he's happier. Yeah, he's much more enthusiastic to go out.
Great.
Great relief.
Well, let's have a little feel
Good doggy.
that surgical site. And wow, I mean, the difference is incredible. I mean, he actually has a perfectly formed armpit there now. You can
Yeah.
really feel that. And as a result,
Well, you
without
can
that
see
there.
the difference.
Yeah.
Yes, it's tremendous.
Yeah, well, let me have a little feel of the little area at the back there, because that was where we had the real concern regarding his future. And good news is that it's come back as just a fatty growth, completely benign.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
That's really good.
We were so worried about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
It's such a big relief because we were worried about a couple of them. Scott was as well, I think. So yeah, it's really good news.
Still wagging his tail, aren't you, mate? Hey?
Tail.
Well, I want to see you running around like a puppy again, hey? Can we see you chase that ball again? Can we? Look at him go.
I know.
Really fast now.
It's really fast, Jen.
Yeah.
Oh, bless
He
him.
hasn't run around like that, you know, for
Yeah.
a couple of months.
Good lads.
Come on.
Not
Without the ball.
not ball.
No. I can fix some things, but not everything.
Jessie.
Seeing Jessie running around the park, he just seems so much more comfortable after the surgery. Now I've been able to remove that, well, it was like a grapefruit-sized lump from underneath his armpit. He's been able to place his legs in a forward direction. Before, he was throwing them around, making him quite uncomfortable, leading to more pain associated with old joints. But now, he's running around like a puppy again.
Good boy.
Good boy.
Oh, it's so wonderful.
Look at
to
that.
see
He's
it
like
running
a
about.
spring lamb, isn't he? Hey? You good boy.
It's marvellous to see him, you know, back to normal.
Good boy.
You got yourself a job for the whole day, though.
Well done. Good boy. He's a good boy. Yay. Good boy. A few more years in the old boy yet.
Jessie, come on.